So let's talk about the first one regarding the Christmas gift donations that were given to you from a post that you put on Facebook. So tell me about that. What did you do?
So I was currently using at the time
What were you using?
heroin.
Okay.
And there was a friend that was living with me, Cheyenne, and she had kids. So we posted an ad on Facebook, and then the guy started getting really weird with us. So I blocked him. And then they got me for communication fraud. I don't know exactly how, but they did. But they did go to the kids that were in the house.
Cell phone cameras were recording as police approached Whitney Villalpando's door Wednesday.
Yeah, they're putting handcuffs on her now.
Somebody was answering the door. They kind of surrounded the house, and people were peeking through the windows.
Patrick Limongello has a baby with Whitney, but separated 2 years ago. As police detained his ex, he says officers arrived just in time.
They were getting ready to leave. They were getting ready to go to California.
The problem started back in November with this post. Whitney allegedly writing this post asking people to help donate to her friend. The post says her friend's husband was a Vegas shooting victim and had been left with 2 twin boys and no money for Christmas. And people on Tooele County 411's Facebook page came through in a big way.
I'm not happy. I mean, it's still a sad situation that I had to come to that.
Brian Delaney reacting to this photo today. He donated over $400 worth of toys, even dropped them off personally, only to later get blocked from Villalpando on Facebook, believing she made the whole story up and he wasn't alone.
So we did bring Whitney in for questioning today. She has since been released from the police department. Charges will be likely.
After her release, we asked Villalpando if she wanted to set the record straight, but she yelled at us to go away. Okay, we're just giving you the opportunity, Whitney.
I thought he was just bringing stuff for Jaden. And then doubles started coming in.
Cheyenne Nizer stays in the home with Whitney, but she and Whitney's husband claims to know nothing about the post until just a couple days ago. As for all those donated toys,
It wasn't their Christmas Day.
do you think she sold it?
I don't know.
Well, we are now going to watch the parole hearing for the woman that felt like being the Grinch on Christmas, that felt like putting up a Facebook ad to prey on the hearts and kindness of the community. It's nice to see that she's locked up. She's been locked up for a little over a year, and she's hoping to get out before her 2028 full-term date. Let's see if she takes accountability at this parole hearing.
Other than that, I probably shouldn't have blocked him. I should have just talked to him instead of blocking him and explaining the situation to him. But that's pretty much it. I was just using heroin at the time, and we couldn't afford to get gifts for the kids that year.
Okay. So what did you post?
We just needed gift donations for the kids.
Okay. And you said it was your friend. Is her name Cheyenne or lived in Cheyenne?
Her name's Cheyenne.
Oh, okay. Okay. So I read the report. It was the PSI. There was a story in it that you told about someone being shot in Vegas, and that was the reason why the friend of yours needed the gifts and
Yeah.
things, and they lived in Magna.
Yeah.
Was that true, or was that just a way to get people to give you the money?
No, it was true. It was true. The Cheyenne's sister was killed down in Vegas, and that's why we did it.
Okay, so did you need the gifts for you and your friend, or for
Her kids,
Cheyenne's kids or Cheyenne's sisters?
Cheyenne's kids.
Okay. So was it Cheyenne's spouse that was shot?
It was Cheyenne's sister that was shot down in Vegas,
Mhm.
and she had temporary custody of the kids. So then they came back up to Salt Lake, and that's how we got them. Which we shouldn't have even had the kids because we were all on heroin. And
So then in that report, when you said that you donated the toys to a church, that wasn't true?
no,
Okay. Okay, and then also, in reading that PSI, it said other people came forward and said they donated as well.
Mhm.
How much total do you think you got out of people?
Probably like 700, I would say.
Okay. And was it the same process, like you'd get the money and then just, or gifts and then just block them?
It was the one guy that we blocked, the other lady who I stayed connected to.
Okay.
It was a mistake all in general. I shouldn't have ever done it.
Well, I don't think it was really a mistake. I think it was more just a way to get something out of someone, right? I mean, that's a choice that you made to do
Yeah,
that.
correct.
So if the victims were here today, what do you think you would say to them?
That I am sorry for what I did. It was wrong. I shouldn't have taken advantage of him. And if there was a way to pay him back, I would.
Okay, so that's my next question. If the board orders restitution for this case, would you be willing to pay it?
Of course, yes.
Okay, so let's go on to the retail theft from Home Depot. There's two of them. The scenarios are different, but it's really the same thing. The first one was just, I can't remember the title for it. It's like skip scanning from Home Depot in August of 2020. So tell me about that. It's the $6,600 one.
I was currently on heroin. I would go in and I would like pay for little things, but then not big things. And that's how I would pay for my addiction.
Okay, and then return it, right?
Yeah. Because we could either sell the gift cards online or sell them to like our dealers or whatnot. It didn't matter how I got it, just that I got it and I was able to pay for my addiction at the time.
Okay. And you said we, so was it you in conjunction with other people doing it or another person?
My ex-husband that passed away, I was paying for both of our habits.
Okay, and then the other one is in 2021, November. This is taking a cart full of items out to a waiting vehicle. It's a little more bold. Uh, Tell me about that one.
I was in my addiction even stronger. I really didn't care if they stopped me or whatnot. So I was just loading up carts and just going out, and they sometimes would catch me and sometimes not. So it was like flipping a coin to figure out if they were going to catch me or not.
Okay, and who was in the car?
Tyler Viapondo, my ex-husband.
Now, of course, there's really not a victim in this one, other than
There is a
all of us
victim.
have to pay
Yeah,
more.
there is a victim.
So in this case, if ordered restitution in these two, would you be willing to pay it?
Yes, of course.
Okay.
I've been clean for almost 18 months now, so I'm trying to just start new and get things settled and do things that I need to do.
Okay, so when reading about these crimes in the PSIs and everything that you got in your blue packet, was there anything that you needed to clarify that was in the disclosed reports that
No.
you saw that was wrong? Nothing? Okay.
I'm taking full accountability for all my actions.
Okay, so you said you've been clean for 18 months.
Mhm.
Now, let me go back. You said you had progressed in your addiction when it came to just like walking out of the Home Depot. Was it heroin the whole time or did it go into other drugs
It was heroin and meth,
and meth? Okay.
but meth wasn't like meth you don't get sick on, heroin you do. So you kind of just have to pay the price of being addicted to it,
Okay.
and it took over.
Right. And so was it arrest that caused you to stop using, or was there something else?
So my son was taken in 2022, and they told me if you want to be part of his life, you need to get clean and sober, and you need to turn yourself in because I had warrants at the time. So I went to jail, turned myself in, and then I went to Odyssey House last year,
Mhm.
and I graduated from Odysseys, and I went to sober living, and then I violated because I ran last year. Well, this year.
Okay.
So
Why'd
no.
you run?
I was, I don't know. I was being stupid, I guess. I wasn't going home at night. Sober living was just getting harder for me. And I ran.
Okay, and then that's what caused the probation.
Yeah.
So did you relapse any of the time that you were on probation?
No,
Okay.
I don't have any dirties for since November 7th, 2022.
Okay, let's see. So March 8th, 2022, you were placed on felony probation for 36 months. December 13th, 2022, you were revoked and reinstated. May 30th of 23, revoked and reinstated. This is according to APMP.
Yeah.
You were doing all right in sober living treatment as well as working. Where were you working?
I was working for SwitchPoint. Well, first I was working for TKJ Services, taking care of elderly people.
Mhm.
And I was working on getting my record cleared with the state,
Mhm.
and they wouldn't clear it just because my record obviously is bad. And so I was let go from there, and then I went to work for SwitchPoint, and I went in front of their board to try to figure out if they would clear my record, and they said that if I waited another year that they would bring me back.
Mm.
So that's where I plan on going when I get back, is SwitchPoint.
And what do they do?
They work with the homeless.
Oh, okay. Okay, so you were working until she met her boyfriend, Michael Farnsworth, who was at the time currently a parole fugitive. I don't know his status now. She has been lying about her employment residence and now missed her appointments with treatment. APMP has stopped treatment, APMP, and has stopped communication altogether. 2 of 21-24, she was located with Michael Farnsworth in another probationer's apartment in Magna. March 5th of 2024, her original sentence was imposed and her case was closed. So during this time, were you using it all?
No,
Okay, so you just absconded, but you weren't using.
no.
Okay. May 6th of 24, granted the opportunity of parole, APMP recommended GPS 90 days Orange Street or other residential treatment, CBT, and don't consume or possess alcohol or frequent places where alcohol is a chief item of sale. What are your thoughts on Orange Street or going through a residential program in the community?
I'm okay going to Orange Street. I think there's a letter in my blue packet from Papillon.
Oh, I saw that.
Yeah. I've worked with John before, not in the program, but I've talked to him a lot. And
Honestly, I don't know who John is.
John is the director of Papillon.
Okay.
And so I'm okay going to in treatment or inpatient treatment.
Okay.
He has a bed for me right now available.
I did see that.
Mhm.
Like, they'll pick you up.
Yeah, they'll pick me up from here because I don't want to run or anything like that. So I'm good with everything that they've recommended.
Okay. So, if given, a choice to decide what you're going to do for release, what would your plan be?
My plan would be to go to Papillon.
Okay.
If it's not approved by you guys, then Orange Street.
Okay.
I have a sponsor through Courageous Visions, so I've already set that up in here. And then I plan on going back to work for Switchpoint. And then when I get off parole, I want to work for Odyssey.
Okay.
I feel like I've done enough damage to myself and the ones I love and the other victims that I'm ready to give back to the community. So that's why I kind of want to work for Switchpoint again and Odyssey.
Okay.
And then my son, of course, he's going through it, as you read.
Yeah.
And now I'm the only sole provider because my ex-husband's dead now because he OD'd.
Yeah, I read that. I'll be sure to point this out and have the board read that.
Yeah,
Ask
'cause
them to read that.
I'm just trying to get out there so I can be with him and
Yeah.
do what I can for him.
And I'm sorry, does it say in here, how old is he?
He's 9. He'll be 9 tomorrow.
Okay. Okay.
I know that I in here and that and I've grown a lot in the last 5 months being here. What I've done while I've been here, I've been going to 12-step, mass at AA. Every chance that I get, I'm leaving the pod to just go to wherever I can at the chapel. Because I can't really do anything else besides that because they have to wait for us to be capped for everything else.
Mhm. Are there any physical issues that would keep you from completing parole successfully?
No,
Okay.
I've already completed probation once and drug court successfully.
So what do you think was the barrier to you failing at parole this time?
Probation this time, I guess I don't know how to explain it. So when I wasn't coming home for sober living, they were gonna kick me out, so I didn't have anywhere else to go.
Mhm.
So that's why I just left. And then I guess the wrong place, the wrong time, around the wrong people.
Okay, so originally, why were you going to be kicked out of sober living?
Because I wasn't coming home at night.
Why weren't you coming home at night?
I was with Michael.
Parole fugitive.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, it's just a domino effect, right?
Yeah.
So are you still with Michael Farnsworth?
No.
So it seems almost like a progression thing that's happening. you
Yeah.
know? So, okay, so you're no longer with Farnsworth. So I guess the easiest way is to say just a series of bad choices almost.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was doing so good too. They had me in early termination in March of this year and I would have terminated.
Okay.
I know I can do it. And I know that I need to do it because of my son. He needs me.
Okay, so it looks like your guideline date right here, I mean, right now is June 22nd, 2025, of course. With the board, that's a guideline, so they can go above guideline or below. It's not set in stone. Your expiration date is August 31st of 2028. You have given me some reasons really why they should go above or below, but I'm going to just ask you, why should the board grant you a release at this point?
I think that for one, I've changed a lot while I've been incarcerated. I know what I need to do. I'm 35. I'm not trying to go in and out. I've never been to prison before. This has been a really big learning experience, an eye opener for sure. And my son, I just want to be home with him. I just want to be able to be a mom to him again and be the sole provider for him. Um, I'm fighting DCFS right now, and they're just saying, well, why should we if you're going to be in there for so long? But that's why I'm asking to be out sooner than later.
Okay, is there anything else that you'd like the board to know that we haven't discussed?
Just that I do regret my decisions. I want to make sure that I can pay back whatever I need to pay back and just make a clean slate. And just be able to go to treatment. I really want to go to Papillon. And I'm hoping that I can go sooner than later also, and just be able to get the steps that I need, or make the steps that I need to be able to be successful.
Okay, so this is what will happen. I'm going to take everything that we discussed today and submit it to the board.
So, do you think they granted? Do you think Utah bought her story hook, line, and sinker? They did. She is getting paroled in a month. That's crazy. September 2024 is when she's getting paroled. You can't make this up. I mean, it doesn't take someone with a PhD to realize that you're being lied to. She had the evidence. She lied from start to finish. I don't think I've seen so many lies in a single parole hearing. And it was like, it was every flag, every trademark of someone who is like the lies of an addict. Wow. How could you have confidence in a system that is so clearly wrong in this case? I mean, we don't need an algorithmic risk score to say, yeah, I mean, where do I start? And, this is the thing. I don't know if it's with the Utah system where they have a parole interviewer that then files a report and they send stacks of reports over to a board member that maybe they look it over while they're having their coffee or dinner, and then they make a snap decision on a chart, and then you get this is the result. I don't know how this is done, but anyone who has any little bit of common sense with the information available, in my opinion, tell me if I'm wrong. Am I off here? This isn't about punishing someone. This isn't about retribution. This is about helping her. This is like when your little child asks for candy and you say no, or if they lie to you and you send them to their room. It's about structure and discipline. You're doing it because you do love them, because you do care. This is not caring. This is not going to be a good result. This is not in her best interest. She cannot be revalidated that her lying works. Wow, I'm a great liar. I got through this. I was actually right. I don't know why I was those presents, they were for the kids. It's unreal. We don't have PhDs. We're just sheeple. What do we know, right? Oof. If you want to lose any more faith in the system, you just have to watch these kind of hearings. They're nuts. And I'm sure that the ADAs and DAs and police officers that have to go and arrest and are the victim, that they feel the same way. This is broken system. And it's, she's an addict. She has a disease. She needs more help. And I'm not saying this to be mean. As much as we hate our Facebook scammers, I mean, it clearly was she was under control. They're not they will do anything. Someone will do anything that they have to do to get their hands on this stuff. And being the Grinch on Christmas, it's not shocking. And then I guess they gave her probation for it, and she got violated again. That's what the judge said. Oh, enough! Now you're going to prison. And her full term date, is 2028, but she gets released after 18 months. And you look, if she had gone through this and taken all the programs and been honest and self-reflection, and yeah, I messed up. I lied. We're just under control. I was wrong. It breaks my heart. I wish I could, I'll do everything I can to repay that person. But no, she shows up and actually says, "Oh, he gave the money and he was being really creepy, so I blocked him." He was, what a creep. And what I learned from this is that I shouldn't have blocked him. I should have talked it out with him and told him to just leave us alone. That's what she says at her parole hearing. Man, I'm pissed off. But we'll probably see her again sometime soon. We cover parole revocation hearings, and we see a lot come back, and we'll go through the cycle and we'll see it. And Utah, it's what we've learned from these states. They give out big sentences, but it's just gimmicks. The parole eligibility comes up pretty much immediately. People get revoked all the time, but given second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth chances in 1 year, we see multiple revocations. It's a very strange system in Utah. And I lived in Utah for a little bit, and I loved it there. So I am disappointed and surprised, frankly, by how broken their system is. And I'll just go through this briefly because we already saw it in the newsreel at the beginning. And help the channel reach 100,000 subscribers by subscribing. Most of you aren't subscribed. I don't know why. I mean, this is amazing, informative content. Turn on the notification bell if you want to make sure you get the updates for this hearing. I'm not happy, said Brian, despite hearing the news that she had been taken in for questioning. It's still a sad situation that it had to come to that. A man donating $400 in toys. She blocked him on Facebook and cut off contact, leading him to believe the whole story was made up. No. He was just being creepy. We did bring Whitney in for questioning today, said Sergeant Tanya Kalma with Thule Police. She had since been released. Charges will be likely, but it is still an ongoing investigation. Police dropped Villalpando back off at her home Wednesday afternoon. Police say they only officially received one report about her, despite hundreds of comments from people on social media posts. In the future, if you believe you are a victim of crime or know someone is a victim, that should be reported directly to the police. Well, and I don't mean to be, rude about the police. The police are doing a great job. Good for them. They actually went out there and did something for this, a Facebook scam. Good on them. Now, while Villalpando declined to speak to Fox News on camera, a man who said he is the father of her child spoke about the issue. There's still a lot of good in this county, Patrick said. There's a lot left there. There's so many good people here. I had support from a ton of people here, but what she did to those people is not right, and it shouldn't be done ever. Should never, ever be done to anybody. The Facebook page, County 401, has generated thousands of donations during the Christmas season from ordinary citizens who are just wanting to do something nice for other people in need. And, with her story, I think she was saying, it was her roommate's sister that died in Vegas. And I guess they're talking about that hotel massacre situation. But please. Anyways. Thank you, Richard, for the info. And with that, I'll let you